I would like to share my presentation. My name is Satoshi Ishida from University of Nagasaki, Japan. My theme is drivers and challenging in the municipal SDGs from collaborative governance perspective. I would like to share my slide. This is outline. The advent of the UN Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, has refocused global attention on the roles of business and other non-state actors in achieving global goals. This research analyzes literature on the collaborative governance in terms of the theoretical and empirical aspect. Next, after confirming the significance of the UN SDGs as a governance tools, the SDGs are aimed at sustainable development in both developed and developing countries. And recently, even in Japan, some local governments have been actively working to rethink their existing policy in terms of the SDGs. This study tried to examine the drivers, condition, and challenge of collaborative governance from the perspective of the local government-led municipal SDGs. The concept of collaborative governance provides a new perspective on how government and decision-making authority are shared. The concept shows diverse aspects depending on who collaborates and how collaborative process is organized. In theory, and collaborative governance is outlined as a mode of governance that implies consensus-oriented decision-making by bringing diverse stakeholders together in a common space and working with public agencies. In this research, collaborative governance refers to the governance arrangement in which the government, together with non-state stakeholders, engaged in a formal, consensus-oriented, deliberative, collective decision-making process for the purpose of the developing and implementing public policy while managing the public program or asset. Academic literature shows drivers and conditions favoring collaborative governance. The following 4 conditions for collaborative governance often identified in prior research. 1, municipal interdependent stakeholders. 2nd, weak or absent hierarchy where success depending on the voluntary commitment or investment of interdependent stakeholder, or where stakeholder ideas or opinion are important for agenda setting. Number 3, where the character of the interdependence requires multilateral cooperation. Number 4, where the municipal dimensions character of issues require high quality communications. Slide page show, number 5 showed the contingency models proposed by the famous researcher Ansel and Gash. They state that initiating condition influence the collaborative process. According to them, after reviewing the more than 130 cases or collaborative governance across a range of policy sectors, they identified the critical variables that will influence whether or not this mode of governance will produce successful collaboration. These variables include the prior history of the conflict or cooperation, the incentives for the stakeholder to participate, power and resource imbalance, leadership, and institutional design. These models also identified a series of the factors that are crucial with collaborative process itself. These factors including a face-to-face dialogue, trust building, and the development of the commitment and shared understanding. Researchers found that a virtuous cycle of collaboration tend to develop when collaborative forums focus on the small win that deepen the trust, commitment, and shared understanding. In addition, more literature shows the additional condition. For example, diversity and inclusiveness of participants from the early stage of the collaborative process. Leadership is also integral part of the collaborative decision-making process. Facilitative leadership. So leadership in a collaborative process is very important. Some scholars, leadership of the neutral organization representing a disadvantaged group, marginalized group, it's a key for the successful collaboration. And also collaborative governance, collaboration is considered to depending on the communication, trust building, commitment, shared understanding, and outcomes. As mentioned earlier, for collaborative governance to be more successful, institutional design and leadership are very important to organize the process. A more inclusive structure facilitates management of the collaborative process and increases the feasibility of agreements reached among parties involved. So some existing literatures are also hold that face-to-face communication in collaboration is essential part because it is believed to break down prejudice and negative stereotypes among the diverse parties involved and contribute to trust building. So Ines and Boer, the importance of the integral and external legitimacy through collaborative process also important, including the procedural legitimacy, where stakeholders feel that they have been heard in the collaborative decision-making process. The Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, by the 17th session of the UN General Assembly on September 2015. They are an action plan for transforming our world by 2030. Composed of the 17 goals and 169 targets. It is a common goal that integrates a wide range of economic, social, environmental challenges with the aim of realizing a society where no one will be left behind in all countries and all people of the world. The world, in other words, the world to-do list. In Japan, since 2016, the SDGs promotion headquarters established by the Japanese government cabinet office, the government set the SDGs basic policy. In Japan, the 3 priority areas of SDGs are Society 5.0, fostering the next generation and promoting women's involvement and activities. And finally, the regional revitalization. Furthermore, the weakness of the social mechanisms that connect societal and technological innovation exists at roots of the sense of the stagnation in Japanese society. When considering the achievement of the SDGs in Japanese local communities, where a correction of the concentration in Tokyo metropolitan area and the maintenance of sustainability in local communities are being debated amidst the rapid aging society with declining birth rate. So it is critical issues how to create social innovation and governance system that will solve the local sustainability is a key for future Japan. In this research, among of the 3 priority areas, I focus on the regional revitalization, so-called Chihou Sosei in Japanese languages. So regional revitalization, Chihou Sosei, was launched by the then Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, and the law for the regional revitalization was enacted the same year to make this policy effective. The term Chihou Sosei referred to a policy titled Machi Hito Shigoto Sosei And its policy framework, it's a comprehensive strategy for the communities, people, and work. In this context, machi means community, places where each individual can have a dream and hopes and lead a rich and fulfilling life with a peace of mind. Hito means people, does not simply mean human in biological or legal sense, but human resources who are active in the community and play a role in the community development. And shigoto means work, refer to the basic idea of the increasing the number of the quality jobs that are attractive to young people, in particular jobs that provide a stable employment, adequate compensation, and satisfaction. For future regional revitalization, SDGs were adopted by the UN year after the 2014 law for the regional revitalization come into effect. Since then, there had been a movement in Japan to utilize SDGs for regional revitalization after within the government, from the local government level. The significance of the local government-led municipal SDGs is summarized in the following figure, page number 9, by promoting policies that meet the three elements of the SDGs: economic, social, and environmental aspect. The Japanese government and local government aim to mitigate the decline in population and overcome the decline in the regional economy, thereby creating the virtuous cycle of the regional development and the local economies. Slide number 10 showed the component of the municipal SDGs. The first key point in promoting municipal SDGs is to come up with the unique measures based on the unique circumstance of each municipality, local government. This is an important perspective because as Japan's population continues to decline, it's difficult for many local government or municipality to consider SDGs specific measure from scratch under their severe administrative and financial conditions. Next, it is also important to understand the basic component of the keyword for regional revitalization promoted by the government, community, people, and jobs. From this point of view, it is considered effective to be effective to think which element can be combined with the SDGs to create a new value in local community. This table shows the mapping of keyword for municipality and organization seeking to participate in the municipal SDGs. Page 11 shows the SDGs model project as the model case municipalities elected by central government. This is a leading initiative with high potential to realize the goal of SDGs through integrated effort, aiming to create a new value in three aspects: economy, society, and environment, and a project that is expected to generate a positive cycle of the local autonomy in their region through the collaboration with diverse stakeholders. From this perspective, which SDGs goal as a real deal, this research organized the SDGs of the municipality selected as SDGs Future City, SDGs Mirai Toshi in Japanese language, a model project approved by the Cabinet Office as an example. The SDGs Future City selected has a unified format and screening criteria. Slide number 12 showed the SDGs model city and the components. A little bit tight space, but this shows the model of the SDGs municipalities selected SDGs Future City, Mirai Toshi, organized in terms of the machi, community, hito, people, and shigoto, work, with the corresponding SDGs target and factor listed. Although I cut the detailed explanation due to the time limitation, many of the selected model municipalities in Japan are working on goals number 7 and number 13 in SDGs, such as decarbonization, forest conservation, renewable energy, and the promotion of a climate change countermeasure. This is a kind of the trend of the policy and the program toward that SDGs in Japanese municipal levels. Based on the systematic review of SDGs model cities, I found placemaking for collaboration and social and institutional accessibility can make collaborative governance work. For example, Iida City in Nagano Prefecture, which promote a low-carbon society, established the institutional acceptance at the national level through the Kyoto Protocol and government adoption of Ecotown project. Since the Earth Summit in 1992, there have also been a high level of the interest in international environmental management certification, such as ISO 14001, which has established the market acceptance for related to the industry in the city. On the other hand, another factor that increasing the social acceptability of Iida City was a pioneering effort unique to the region, such as the city's environmental concept and 21 Iida environmental plan, a unique plan to this city. These are considered to have greatly influenced subsequent municipal SDGs related policy afterwards, both in terms of the institutional and social acceptance. In the case of Iida City, further examples are the involvement of the civil society, including the non-profit organization, which have been selected by the government as model for the positive cycle between the environment and economy. And the existence of the leading non-profit organization, called Minami Shinshu Ohisama Shinpo, that organization aimed to promote social innovation and sustainability. In the 2010s, there have been the movement, local production for local consumption of renewable energy, including the enactment of the environmental ordinance in this city. That established the local government, local environmental rights. It's positioning the natural energy as a property of the local residents. The leadership of such NPO and civil society and those participation are also drivers for the acceptance and the promotion of the SDGs by municipalities. Another famous case in Japan is the Kita-Kyushu city of Fukuoka Prefecture. In this city, past history of the environmental problem, pollution, has led to the citizen movement and institutional environment. Environmental movement citizen by the citizen are very influential. And in addition to that, political and policy leadership afterwards, mayor's strong leadership on the municipal SDGs related policy and set and achieve specific numerical target KPIs. In promoting municipal SDGs, it is important to create space for collaboration involving diverse actors. So in the case of Kita-Kyushu City, many citizen movement led the local organization to make new activities of community organizing for promoting and enhancing the SDGs related policy. The evolution of such collaborative process is also a process of accumulating social capital, such as the formation of the trust and the mutually beneficial relationship among march actors. Moreover, it is also legitimating the process of the resource mobilization that support participant effort to mutually and socially embrace new ideas and give them shape in the society. So Kitakyushu City is positively evaluated as a model case city of the promoting SDGs. Due to time consideration, I will not go into detail, but several trends are evident in our country. A brief review of the Japanese municipal SDGs as following. First, positioning in local government comprehensive plan. Advanced municipalities such as Ida City and Kitakyushu, including the SDGs in their comprehensive plan, such as master plan, basic plan, and action plan, which define the basic plan principle, goals, and policy of the local government. For example, Kitakyushu City introduced here was the first city in Japan to introduce SDGs concept in their comprehensive city plan. Second, political leadership is also important. For example, in Kitakyushu City, the mayor actively communicates with the media and proposes and supports specific idea at the promotion headquarters in the city hall. Another is the Yokohama City is another case, actively involved in initiatives related to SDGs through their holding symposium and other participatory events. Thus, some municipalities have established a politically led promotion system, actively communicating in their activities through the media and sharing examples. Third, coordination organization as intermediary is key. Because SDGs cover the wide range of the field, it is essential for local government to involve not only environmental development, but also development that deal with urban development, disaster prevention, and infrastructure, as well as development that coordinated cross-sectoral, cross-border activities. At this stage, while many municipalities have environmental department addressing SDGs, it can be seen that the coordinating department intermediary organizations are deeply involved in the process. Finally, collaboration with multi-stakeholders, although the form of collaboration differ in each case, each city, collaboration with stakeholders stand out. Some scholars point out that with regard to the formulation of SDGs by local government, municipality, the third sector represented by the civil society, which has emerged in Japan, especially since after 1990s. It's not only participating in the policy process, but also provide the private sector and local government are increasingly collaborating. This does not mean the NPO and NGO are not involved in the SDGs, but rather that in recent years, there is growing tendency of the part of the local government to consider the private sector as a collaborative partners. Due to time limitation, my systemic review in the recent trend of the municipal SDGs of Japan. So the conclusive remarks and future challenge, what was observed in this research cannot be a policy process related to SDGs, but organizations and institutions that appeared as outcome related to them. As model city shows, accumulating public-private collaboration before the adaptation of SDGs by UN can enhance a current effort in municipal level. It could be argued that municipality that is enthusiastic about SDGs is only possible because it is a city with a large number of the powerful local companies and civil society organizations, CSOs. Conversely, smaller municipalities have less cooperative activities in terms of the both quality and quantity compared to large municipalities. However, this is not to say that public-private partnerships are not possible. Furthermore, even in the policy area where these private group companies cannot participate in public-private collaboration, it is possible that their effort will lag behind or not progress well. This point could not be freed discussed in this presentation. It will be research issues for the future. So this is a reference. Thank you for your attention.